Do you too? Today's video. Today's video, I want to channel with a quick impromptu video. And today's video is going to be a Sunday sermon. Yes, today is Sunday, and I want to drop some, some godly magic on you. Let's say it like that. You see what I'm saying? And I want to talk about the 5 key things that, or emotions, or feelings, whatever you want to call them, the 5 key emotions, the 5 key things, you know what I'm saying? The 5 key elements, whatever you want to call it, the 5 key emotions that will raise your vibration. You see what I'm saying? Because, in the world today, all we talk about and hear and see mainly is negativity, 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 death, 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 destruction, 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 lies, lies, lies. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give you something positive. Let's hear some positivity for once, right? And I'm not saying this not people out here speaking positive. I'm not saying that, but I mean on a massive global scale, that's all the mainstream media just produce. And don't get it wrong. I mean, they show you what's really going on in the world. You know what I mean? They doing their job, but even besides the mass media, just people in general, like the masses of people. Let me put it like that to you: the masses of people. Death, destruction. You know what I'm saying? Like just low vibrational stuff. So the 5 elements that will help you raise your vibration: peace, love, joy, hope, and happiness. You see what I'm saying? Those 5 things. So peace is important because that's like the glue to this shit. You see what I'm saying? And excuse the French, but I just gotta meet people where they at. You know what I'm saying? And add a little swag to it. You feel me? Pause, no diddy. But peace is important because peace, it goes back to your well-being. It goes back to your mindset. Because a lot of people, they don't have a peace of mind. You see what I'm saying? If you don't have a peace of mind, you're always under a state of attack because you're mentally unstable. That don't mean you're slow. That don't mean you're crazy. That don't mean you're mentally retarded or nothing like that. It's just your mind is at a state of dis-ease from whatever you've been feeding to your psyche, subconsciously or consciously. You see what I'm saying? Because whatever you see consciously, it can convert to something subconsciously. And whatever is already in your subconscious, it can convert to things consciously. You see what I'm saying? Happiness is the next one. So happiness is important because it's rare in today's time. And happiness will raise your vibration because you gotta look at it like this, right? Happiness and hate, they're the polar opposite of each other as in terms of emotions, feelings, vibrations, but they're on the same spectrum. Does that make sense? Just like black and white. You see what I'm saying? Black and white is on the same spectrum. They just on opposite sides of the spectrum. You see what I'm saying? That's the same thing when it comes to these emotions. And the main two is happiness and hatred. You see what I'm saying? Hatred is a negative vibration. Hatred would be considered evil because it's a low vibrate frequency. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people, they operate through hatred. You know what I mean? And sometimes it may be subconscious. Sometimes it may be conscious, meaning it may be deliberate. But whether it's subconscious or whether it's conscious, hatred is hatred. You see what I'm saying? And you can't fight fire with fire because you're only going to make a bigger fire. You have to use water to put that fire out. And that's why happiness is important because when you're happy and you're truly happy, that instantly raises your vibration. You you start to see life from a different perspective. You start to see life from a higher vibrational frequency, and you're more positive, you're more upbeat, you have more energy naturally because that positive energy that's flowing through your chakra system, it's keeping you going. It has a different uh, magnetizing energy to it. You see what I'm saying? So you become electrified with positive energy. Just like demons, they're electrified with negative energy. You see what I'm saying? Now let's go to the next one. Joy. Joy is important because it's a synonym of happiness, but it's not exactly happiness. See, joy is basically being able to enjoy small moments or even big moments. You see what I'm saying? But it's mainly the small moments because you know the small things that matter. And I'm not saying the big things don't matter because when you put all the small pieces together, you equal the big picture. You see what I'm saying? So the big things matter, of course, but having joy is to just be able to enjoy those small moments. That's why it's called enjoy because you're the joy of those moments. You see what I'm saying? When you can enjoy those moments, you enjoy them because the joy of the moment, you know, you have peace of mind and happiness in that moment, and you're able to see and memorize that moment for what it is because that joy, it rolls your vibration to a frequency so high that you just remember that moment. Like, you just like, I'll never forget that time when I was at that party. You know what I mean? I'll never forget that time when I was at that picnic. I'll never forget that time we went to the movie theater because you enjoyed it. The joy of that moment was so amazing that you would never forget it. It rose your vibration to a frequency so high. You know, you seen life and you seen that moment on a different level. You see what I'm saying? Now let's go to the next one. Peace. Or did I say peace already? Yeah, I think I did peace already. So I did peace, I did happiness, I did joy. Oh yeah, the next one is hope, right? So that's the fourth one. There's one more after this one. So hope is important because hope is basically, you know, and people try to say hope is for the hopeless and all that type of shit. And I used to say that shit, but that was a low vibrational frequency of me listening to other low vibrational people. But hope is actually really a thing that it helps you get through, um, you know, small antagonizing moments. You know what I mean? It helps you get through moments of adversity. That's what hope is. Hope is having that faith, like that small mustard seed of faith. Like, man, I know it's still a way out of here. I haven't figured it out yet, but I know it still exists. That's hope. See, that's why hope is important because it's important. It keeps your vibration at a steady level or even at a higher frequency when you're going through adversity. You gotta think about it. The opposite of hope is like what? Opposite of hope. I mean, you can say hopeless. Yeah, I guess so. I guess you can say that. And hopeless is a low vibrational frequency because that means you have no hope. You have no faith in these dark moments. And that's dangerous because you'll start to advert off from your path and you'll start to go do, you know, devilish shit. And once you start doing devilish shit, that lowers your vibration and it starts to manifest physically. You start to see people, you're like, damn, that motherfucker like a goddamn demon, a goddamn devil. They've been doing devilish shit. You see what I'm saying? Because they hopeless. See, that's why hope is important because when you're going through adversity, you're not going to advert off that path because you still got that mustard seed of faith. You still got that hope. You see what I'm saying? That, oh yeah, that's still a way out of here. You see what I'm saying? So that was four. That was peace, joy, happiness, hope, and love. Okay, yeah, love is the last one. All right. This one is deep, right? Okay, so love, it is a polar opposite of hate as well. And love is important and why it raises your vibration. And it's the most powerful frequency on the planet is because hatred is a low vibration, as I stated before. Not only is it a low vibration, you see what I'm saying? Hatred does not last. Hatred does not outweigh or outdo love. See, a lot of people, especially demons and devils who are full of hatred, they try to say, "Oh man, love, nigga, you soft, you this, nigga, you soft, you a bitch, you gay, you all this type of shit," because you got love. No, but you're really powerful. You're really a real man if you have love and you know how to use it as a real tool to your advantage to help people. You know what I mean? You're a real woman if you know how to use the tool of love to your advantage to not only help yourself but to help people. You see what I'm saying? But when you use hatred to divide and conquer people, you're a demon, you're a devil. See, when you have love, love is water, hatred is fire. Love will always put out fire because love conquers all. Just like when you watch the cartoon or even the movie with the superhero and the villain, and the villain might be winning for a season, he might win a couple battles, but he didn't win the war. The good guy always wins at the end of the day because love conquers evil. You see what I'm saying? And you always probably wonder, because I used to always wonder, like, damn, why come the villain never win? You see what I'm saying? Because it ain't meant for the villain to win, because hatred will never outdo love. You see what I'm saying? And those five elements, those five keys, is things to keep your vibration up. And that's why hatred and all this division and shit is spread. It is advertised so people don't live in those five elements: peace, love, joy, hope, and happiness. You see what I'm saying? You don't live in those elements, you're going to keep your vibration low. And when you keep your vibration low, you're going to stay in stress. You're going to stay sick. You're going to stay in dis-ease. You're going to stay in all that stuff, right? Wake the damn up. Fuck Satan.